The Amazon merch changes in 2025 are going to make or break a lot of sellers. In this video, I'm sharing the 6-step strategy I'll be using to stay on top, and you can follow along too. Okay, so for this video, I prepared a nice old school presentation again. So let's start right off. Here's my strategy for the Amazon merch 2025 changes. So number 1 is be in small niches. So some of you may know this analogy from the red ocean and the blue ocean, and the red ocean symbolizes the big niches. As you can see, there's plenty of fish in this red ocean, but there are also a lot of sharks in this red ocean. So it's very crowded and very hard to fish in this red ocean. On the other hand, we got the blue ocean, and these are our small niches. And as you can see, there are not that many fishes in this blue ocean, but there are next to no sharks, so it's very easy to fish in this blue ocean. So why do I choose no big niches? Well, first of all, the competition is way higher than in small niches, of course. And the competition is symbolized by all these sharks, as I mentioned. And of course, we already have established sellers with a lot of reviews. And most of these are already bestsellers in these big niches. And of course, these established sellers make it really hard to rank new designs. Well, of course, you could try to rank new designs in these big niches, but you would need a very high ad spend. Now, there's also a very big disadvantage that came with these changes, and that's the fact that there's a higher chance of discounts on your shirts. Because now with the changes, you can set the prices of your shirts, but Amazon can set your prices at any time. And Amazon does it mostly with shirts that are already good sellers. So here are the advantages of small niches. Well, first of all, of course, there's way less competition. Here you can see that there are basically no sharks in this blue ocean. And also there are not many sellers and no bestsellers in these small niches. So you have mostly products that sell just from time to time. And yeah, basically that's exactly what we are looking for. So next, it's easier to rank new designs. Well, because of the fact that we have no bestsellers and basically no sellers with a very good ranking. And this also leads to the fact that we only need a normal ad spend. I would say you would still need ads in these niches, but you don't need to overspend like in very big niches. In very small niches, you can even try it without ads. So when there's a high chance of discounts in big niches, there's of course a lower chance of discounts in small niches. So my strategy is based on having many sellers in small niches. And in my opinion, this is better than having just a few sellers in very big niches, because otherwise you would need a lot more ad spend and the chance of discounts is way higher. And if you think about it, that's a very bad combination, because when Amazon puts a discount on your shirt, there's a chance that you can't be profitable anymore with your ads. And that's why I love to be in small niches. Number 2, have high prices. Now, to be fair, let's start with the cons of high prices. Well, of course, high prices might discourage customers from buying, because some customers are just price sensitive. That's because they just don't want to spend so much or just want to make a good deal. And higher prices may lead to less sales. But of course, I want to have high prices, so I will give you the pros of high prices now. Well, first of all, and that's kind of obvious, you get more revenue, of course. And when you get more revenue, you can spend more money on ads. When you just have low prices, it's very hard to be profitable with ads. There's also this fact that many customers associate the price with the quality that they get. And that's very common, especially in the German market. But I think there's a lot of Americans that think like that. There's also the fact that customers who spend more are less likely to return the product. So I don't really know why exactly this is happening, but you can really check it in your account. And you will see that mostly the really cheap shirts are returned. And of course this correlates with the bullet point before. And lastly, this is easily possible in small niches, because there's just less competition. You couldn't really put high prices in big niches, because the competition is just too strong, especially if you're trying to rank your shirts in big niches. So be in small niches and have high prices. Number 3, rotate the designs. And what do I mean by that? Well, let me explain. I'm still in tier 30k, knocking on wood. And I also have my slots filled with 30k designs. Right now I upload 400 new designs per week, times 4, and you have 1200 designs per month. So unfortunately I can't upload these new designs right away. So what I do is I delete old and unsold designs and then upload the new ones. But when I delete the old designs, I keep the designs online that have sold at least once, because these shirts already have a ranking when they sold, and of course they may become a good seller. relatively speaking, of course, for these small niches. And because we got the new changes, I don't wait for a tier up to upload these new designs. Because after these changes, Amazon will have a certain threshold where you just have to sell a certain amount of designs before you get a tier up. But unfortunately, we don't really know this amount. And when I rotate these designs, I'm very active in my account. So I think that's also very important to do. Number 4, I always have the slots filled. As you can see, this is a screenshot from my account. So I got my slots 100% filled in my tier 30k. And why do I handle it like that? Well, this is basically a tier down prevention. Why? Because many sellers got a tier down who haven't filled their slots. For example, we got a tier 200k seller who got a tier down to tier 50k, and he had about 46,500 designs online. So, well, basically he got adjusted to the designs that he had online. So what I do is I delete all designs just before uploading the new ones. And an advantage of that is the fact that it also gives the designs that are online a last chance to sell before these designs will get kicked off my account. Number 5, I put ads on high margin products. Well, what's the difference in my strategy? Well, until recently I just put ads on the new standard t-shirts. Now I will also put ads on high margin products such as the premium t-shirt, the v-neck, the tank top, the long sleeve, the sweatshirt, hoodies and tote bags. And I keep these campaigns very simple. These are auto campaigns, down only, and with just moderate bids. So when I decided to have really high prices, it just makes sense to put ads on these products too. And with these moderate bids, I don't have to worry about overspending. Well, these are basically simple lottery campaigns with higher bids. And if you want to know how to set up these ads, then check out this video right here. Number 6, have an active pricing strategy. So my starting price for a standard t-shirt is $19.99, and for the other products, as I said, I want to have high prices so that the margins are about $5 to $9. And what do I mean by an active pricing strategy? Well, first of all, once a product has stopped selling, I will reduce the price, because then it will get a small push from Amazon from the algorithm, and sometimes it gets even this reduced badge. So the old price will be crossed out, like in this example. You will get the reduced percentage and the new price will be below. And if it's the lowest price in 30 days, Amazon will also write that next to the price. So for products that never sold, I will reduce the price. I will do this step by step until I reach the minimum price, and then eventually the design will be deleted. And of course, if it sells, it stays online. So for a product that sells regularly, I will raise the price. For the secondary products, I will already have high prices, but for the standard t-shirt, I will go up to $22.99. And really, this works surprisingly good. I even know some people that price way higher than that, so it's really worth a try. For the hoodie and the sweatshirt, I will go up to the price cap, and you can test it for yourself. That's not really that high. So when I launch these products, there's no room to raise the prices. And I also do this active pricing to revive old sellers. So you certainly have some sellers in your account that sold quite good in the past, but for some reason just stopped selling. And by reducing the price, you can try to revive these sellers. And that's especially important for the changes, because otherwise your old sellers will be deleted from Amazon. And we really want to avoid that. Now, if you want to understand these new Amazon merch changes before using the strategies, then click on this video right here.